Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Miftahul Jannah and I am a student of Muhammadiyah University of Mataram in English Education Programs third semester. And now in this video, I want to complete my final project in translation and interpreting course. And in this video, I want to interpreting a video from YouTube. So, enjoy this video.
I was working at a financial firm in New York City with a bunch of very smart people, and I had a brilliant boss I much admired.
Bezos said he once worked in a financial company in New York City with smart people, and he admired his boss, who was very smart.
I went to my boss and told him I was going to start a company selling books on the internet. He took me on a long walk in Central Park, listened carefully to me, and finally said, "That sounds like a really good idea, but it would be an even better idea for someone who didn't already have a good job."
He said he went to see his boss and said he was going to start a new business selling books on the internet. He was taken for a walk by his boss in Central Park, and his boss was a good listener to him. And finally, his boss said, "That sounds like a good idea, but it would be great if it was for people who don't have a good job."
That logic made some sense to me, and he convinced me to think about it for 48 hours before making a final decision. Seen in that light, it really was a difficult choice, but ultimately, I decided I had to give it a shot.
He said it made sense to him. Then his boss gave him 48 hours of time to think before making a final decision. He thought it was a very difficult choice, but eventually he decided to try it, trying start a new company by selling books on the internet.
I didn't think I'd regret trying and failing, and I suspected I would always be haunted by a decision to not try at all. After much consideration, I took the less safe path to follow my passion, and I'm proud of that choice.
He said he won't reject trying and failing, but if he doesn't try at all, he thinks he's going to be haunted by that decision. And after much consideration, he ends up choosing what he believes to be unsafe, following his passion, and he says he is proud of his choice.
Tomorrow, in a very real sense, your life, the life you author from scratch on your own, begins. How will you use your gifts? What choices will you make? Will inertia be your guide, or will you follow your passions? Will you follow dogma, or will you be original? Will you choose a life of ease, or a life of service and adventure? Will you wilt under criticism, or will you follow your convictions? Will you bluff it out when you're wrong, or will you apologize? Will you guard your heart against rejection, or will you act when you fall in love? Will you play it safe, or will you be a little bit swashbuckling? When it's tough, will you give up or will you be relentless? Will you be a cynic or will you be a builder? Will you be clever at the expense of others or will you be kind?
He said, tomorrow is the real day. Your life and the way of life that you wrote from the beginning will begin. He asks, how are you going to use your skill? What kind of choice would you make for yourself? Are you still not going to change? Or are you going to follow your fashion or your favorite? Will you follow what you are taught? Or will you be yourself? Would you choose to live comfortably or fill with excitement? Are you going to fall for criticism or are you staying with your position? Will you argue when you're wrong or even apologize? Aren't you going to be disappointed by rejection, or will you revere your heart when you fall in love? Are you gonna act cowardly or a little brave? When you're in trouble, will you surrender or survive? Are you going to be someone who drop others or someone who encourage and motivates others? Are you going to be smart person but sacrifice others, or choose to be just a good person?
I will hazard a prediction. When you are 80 years old, and in a quiet moment of reflection, narrating for only yourself the most personal version of your life story, the telling that will be most compact and meaningful will be the series of choices you have made.
He said he dared to give a prophecy. He said that when you were old, about 18 years old, and when your old age was come, you contemplate your own story. The most basic version of your life story, telling briefly but effectively about the choices you made.
In the end, we are our choices. Build yourself a great story. Thank you and good luck.
He said at the end of his speech, in the end, we are choices we make ourselves. Create yourself through an extraordinary life story. Thank you and good luck. Okay guys, that's for me. I'm sorry if in this video there are a lot of noisy. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.